My point, and this a small branch of this discussion. I wanna also put it out, man. All phenomenons like diversity, like being proud of your work hours, or like, yo, I have I have this like good health. Let's just put this out. Are all impermanent. They're transient, and they will be gone in the future. Why is that? Because it's like all phenomenons. We had just like some war like jobs. Like telegraph, who like telegraph worker, professor's mother. That guy, that job occupation has gone to, damn, that was extinct, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like in her lifetime, man. She's 80 right now, and that is crazy. So as we can see, everything is impermanent, and what really matters is just how you choose this time. How do you, what is important more? Like, what are your principles? What do you stand by? But my point, my concern is a little bit more into this like idea of how, like, because in the past, man, we didn't see this appreciation of diversity even in the most diverse country in the world, right? Because it was a stratification only. You would be getting punished or some shit. It was not a cool thing to do, to be promoting, to be speaking about out loud. So, do you think, man? And yeah, how should I approach this point of being everything being impermanent? And the second, if diversity is not a permanent thing, and in the future there is a chance, as how all things in this world goes, it's gonna be unrelevant or irrelevant to all of us, because cyber's gonna appear, this porn industry gonna blow up or some shit, like, sex dolls and stuff. So this idea and this TikTok as well, fuck. But this idea of diversity will be gone, and there will be no point of just like bragging about it, to be like, yo, speaking out, this is true. This how I feel it. Professor replied me. Professor said that it's your principle to do it. It's not like a momentum. It's like not your time. It's your principle. That's what the rules that you live by. And yeah, what do you think about everything being impermanent, especially now some novel ideas like that? Fuck.
There is no noble ideas, man, in my perspective. And to be clear, actually, what I want is I do want this idea to disappear, diversity, right? Because then let's analyze it, right? The only reason why we point out diversity now is because it's been denied in the past, right? Because we know, and we can still see it, right? The earth is divided. We have different countries, different regions, and they're dominated by a certain like ethnic type or genotype, right? So that's why we can point it out. Oh, look at New York. All cultures, all people mixed together. Yeah, that's because it's been divided until New York was formed. And New York is, even New York, bro, is divided, right? As I've told you in the past. New York is segregated into like different neighborhoods, like multiple countries. You go to the Upper East Side, it's completely different from like the lower East Side, or like the uh you go to like Upper West Side compared to like Brownsville in Brooklyn. Completely different, groups of people. So it just shows that it's not really about race. This is my whole thing right now, is that everybody's like focusing on race right now, and there's a reason. It's the media, of course, but it's not really about race. It's really about money. That's all it is. Certain people have money, and yeah, there's some factors in there. Yeah, some races have money because of some history shit, but that's not the only reason. That's not the main effect. It's like it's a culmination of several factors, and I'm not going to go into all of them because there's too many. But it's really about money. That's what's the real divider among people. And so, when you, first of all, if there was a more like a well balanced world in terms of people have more ability to move around, to live their life as they want to, you would see this idea of diversity go away because people would just realize that that's not important. Yeah, you look different from me. Yeah, as a frog looks different from a cat. We don't point this out, right? Every day. Oh, look at this brown cat compared to this alligator. Wow, diversity, you know. No, we don't do it. So it just shows you, like it's a tool being used right now. People are we know the forces, right? There's the liberals, we can call them. The forces on that side are like, all right, we want this. We want more representation of minorities. All right, that's a good cause. I'm not going against it. But what I don't like is this weaponization of race as like, oh yeah, that means if you're white, you're automatically racist or you're automatically privileged and you're automatically just like you need to like check yourself, like no. Yeah, there are some people who are white who need to do this, but you cannot just blanket statement all people as this, right? Because that's like also erasing. There are all kinds of white people from different parts of Europe and shit, and yeah, so like it's just stupidity. So yeah, I just don't agree. I don't agree with that. And
Yeah, but he just
and I would say my goal of diversity is to eliminate that idea in people, like the fact that we need to point it out as like a specific thing. I love to see it. I love to see it myself, but I don't love that I have to describe it and tell it to people. Like I have to like advocate for this. You,
yo,
you know what
dude,
I'm
hold
saying,
on.
right?
Look how dumb I look right now. I look super dumb. I don't know why, man. It's so
Oh,
funny.
you look normal, man.
This-
But
That's
um, but yeah, that's my whole thing on that, man. I hope it answers your question.
yeah. So in order to reach this diversity, you gotta kill it. We gotta kill
We
this
Yeah, you could say we just gotta normalize it, and which
normal
is
life.
which is like my goal. A lot of people have different takes on it, but my thing, I swear to God, what would kill it? And there's an argument for it, and I got to hear somebody's argument, but yeah, mixing races. When you have just more and more people having children outside of their race, that's the ultimate eliminator of this idea. Because what? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a child like, let's say, Barack Obama, right? Everybody says, oh, Barack Obama is black, but every time, man, I just personally, I was always like, is he black? Because he's half white. Like, well, why do we just claim him as black? And then some black people are gonna say, "Oh, because the white people have always said if you have a drop of black blood, then it makes you black because they don't want to accept blah blah blah." I don't care about those guys. Though obviously they're racist, so why would I give their idea like like the overarching control over this? No, Barack Obama is half white. That's it. He's not black and he's not white. And it's interesting because he always was pointing that message out. He said famously, I'm a president for everyone, not just one group. And all black people could not take that. They just didn't want to accept it. And white people didn't want to accept it either. So it just shows you, man.
So you think that if like a predominant community or predominant population will be mixed, and that's what will uh, eradicate this idea of like division, right?
Yes,
So like,
yes. And I have a proof, man. Andreas. Shout outs to Andreas. Andreas pointed it out, when he was in some South American country. I don't remember. I'll probably put a video, a small.
Brazil. What was Brazil like? What is Brazil like now? It's the ultimate melting pot. It's like every weird thing from everywhere in the world together has been mixed together. You have black, white, and then, of course, everything in between. Japanese have 2 million people. You have Chinese people. You have, different kinds of people from all the Indians and the hundreds of different kinds of people. So the genetics in Brazil are incredible, incredibly diverse. Are they good at sports? Yes. Are Brazilians smart? Often. So, is there any reason to say that mixing would make you retarded and like a mule is like a horse and a donkey? Like, no.
Reference. That group was like all mixed together, and there they had no racism, no idea of it. They were just like, yeah, we're all different kinds. Why do we need to talk about it? It's obvious.